Once upon a time, there lived a Belgian dentist, Andy, and a Swiss businesswoman, Auralia. Although they lived worlds apart, fate had another plan for them. They each left their home countries to move to beautiful Miami, Florida, in hopes of finding the one. But the true beginning of their love story begins on the evening of Israel's 50th anniversary gala. On that fateful night, their mutual friend, Paul Lewis, was hanging out with Andy at the gala. As they were talking, it dawned on him, Auralia and Andy would be perfect for each other. When Paul proposed the idea to Andy, he immediately said yes. Later that night, Paul texted Auralia to let her know he had a great guy he wanted to set her up with. Their fairy tale was about to begin. The very next day, Andy texted Auralia to ask her out on a blind date. Auralia was so excited, she immediately said yes. In the Standard Hotel on an early summer evening, Auralia and Andy would meet for the first time. As their conversation unfolded, they began to see how much they had in common, but were also about to find that not only did they live in the same city, but they lived in the same apartment building, on the same floor, only a few units apart. With Andy in apartment 731 and Auralia 5 doors away in apartment 736, this was simply meant to be. Immediately after their first date, Auralia called Paul Lewis to tell him what an amazing time she had. And right down the hall, Andy was calling his brother Tommy to tell him how excited he was to have met Auralia. From that point on, Auralia never left her apartment without looking her best, in case she ran into Andy. And Andy spent his days at his dental office daydreaming of Auralia as he worked on his patients. Luckily, it didn't take Andy long to ask Auralia out on their second date, dinner at a romantic Argentinian restaurant. This second date led to a third and fourth, and before you know it, they were making unforgettable memories writing the pages of their love story. They painted, played sports, danced the night away, and traveled around the world, going to the Bahamas, Playa del Carmen, Utah, and Costa Rica. But their most magical trip was discovering Andy's native city, Antwerp, Belgium, and meeting his entire family. Then jetting off to meet Papatine and Mama Nay, Auralia's grandparents, in Israel. On March 11, 2019, 10 wonderful months since that fateful first date, Andy proposed at the beautiful Lamar restaurant. And finally, there was no longer a hallway separating them each night. Auralia moved into apartment 731. As their love grows stronger and their love story unfolds, their days are full of adventure, but their nights always play out the same way. Auralia has no interest in flossing her teeth, leaving Andy, being the dentist that he is, no choice but to chase her around the apartment until she flosses those pearly whites. Always laughing and so obviously in love, there is no doubt in their minds they were meant for each other. One Friday evening, their friends and family came together from all around the world for a magnificent Shabbat dinner. What they don't know is that right now, this love story is being told because they are about to witness Andy and Auralia's civil wedding ceremony. So sit back, get ready to celebrate with them, and enjoy the beginning of their happily ever after.